Hey out there, legal warriors. It's time for trick-or-treating. And my law firm's been open for more than 20 years, and I've seen a lot of weird cases that can happen around Halloween. This video, I'm going to cover several crimes that can occur during Halloween and how to protect yourself from getting charged with something like this. Maybe it applies to you, maybe it applies to your teenage kids, but if you're interested in Halloween and what could happen that you wouldn't expect criminally, stay tuned. This is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. My law firm's been defending people charged with crimes all throughout Washington State for more than 20 years by putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people get the help they need. Now, I'm just going to jump right into it. Halloween, that's just all fun and games, right? Nothing ever could go wrong on Halloween. And I'm not talking about, true crime where we see murders and stuff like that. Certainly big crimes have happened on Halloween, but I'm talking about crimes directly related to the holiday and how you might not think of something as a crime that might seem like hijinks or just like, it's Halloween, we're just messing around. But I've seen plenty of these type of cases, and I'm going to go through several of them now. So I think the one that I've seen quite often involving juveniles is the case of trespass. It's illegal in Washington State as criminal trespassing in the first degree if we unlawfully enter a building, and criminal trespassing in the second degree if we unlawfully enter the premises somewhere, the property, but not in a building. And so where have I seen that? I've seen a bunch of teenagers or young adults out, and they say, hey, there's this old abandoned house. It's Halloween. Let's go use the Ouija board in there. Let's do something spooky. And they go into that building, and there's been other people in there, maybe looting for copper over the years. The neighbors are watching. They call the police. And now this fun night out, Halloween, you're in your costumes, and you just wanted to be somewhere spooky, you end up getting charged with criminal trespass. So it's important that we remember, even if it's a holiday like this, we can't go to places that we're not allowed to be. That could also be, going in areas when you're trick-or-treating that you're not allowed to be. We can walk up to the porch, ring the doorbell, trick-or-treat, try to get some candy, but we're not allowed to go to places on the property where it's clear we can't be. We can't go around to the backyard or things like that, right? We can't go looking in their car for stuff, which would be vehicle prowling. It seems silly, but I've actually seen these things happen. There's examples not in Washington State, but all throughout the United States where something goes wrong in that area. Crime number 2, malicious mischief, right? Property destruction. And boy, this is probably the most common one. Someone runs and takes a pumpkin and thinks it's funny and they smash it. That pumpkin is property. That's malicious mischief. That's a crime if we do that intentionally. If an accident's fine, but if it's intentional, that's a crime. What are the other ones we see? Egging houses, right? That's not limited to Halloween, but let's say that's the trick. You didn't give me candy, I egged the house. That's causing property damage. I've seen thousands of dollars of paint damage for egging houses. TPing houses can also be a crime. It's not so often charged, but it can be because it can end up causing damage to things in certain ways. It's rare, but I have seen it. So malicious mischief, depending on the value of the damage, like the egging of the house, that's a felony. I've seen felony charges for pranking at Halloween, egging houses, and that's something, if we're out there, clearly we don't want to do, and we want to make that clear to our young ones that we don't want to do either. Well, what's another example that happens? And actually, we had a case where we actually were able to use a defense as part of this, but it happens to all of our adults out there. We go to parties. We go to Halloween parties. We get dressed up. We have a few too many drinks. And then what do? We drive home. So DUI, right? Driving under the influence. And we see a ton of DUI charges on Halloween or right around Halloween because people over and by. It's festive, things like that. And, I've seen a case where I remember watching a video in a case where somebody was still in their Halloween outfit, right? Covered in fake vampire blood. And during the breath testing, they were, putting their hand in their mouth, doing something with the vampire blood. And the good news is that vampire blood in someone's mouth, I don't know what it really was, right? Could be a sugar substance, who knows? But that invalidated the breath test. So, so sometimes our costumes can help us, but we want to be really careful because definitely law enforcement is more on the lookout for DUIs on certain types of holidays, including Halloween. So let's not do too much partying unless we've got a way home, either Uber, a sober driver, or we're staying over so we don't have that type of problem. Another crime that we can see, which is a little bit stranger, is weapons type charges, right? Sometimes our costumes, we might have some type of either fake gun that can, if we shock someone, that could be unlawful display of a weapon, even if it's not a real weapon, that can actually happen. Additionally, some things that we don't think are illegal, we might use, we want to go as a mafia member or something. We've got some brass knuckles we picked up at the local Spencer's or something, or the knife shop. Well, many cities, things like that are just inherently illegal. So if there's some reason you were contacted by the police and they were to find you with certain items, you've got a switchblade as part of your outfit, you've got brass knuckles, you could end up charged with the crime. I have seen the brass knuckles case actually happen. That wasn't directly related to Halloween, but just possessing some things that you can just go buy at the store makes it actually illegal. What's another one that we see? Actually, I've seen at least 3 times over the decades I've been doing this. Underage drinking, right? So the young people are out, they're out there having some fun, and they run into law enforcement and they get a minor in possession, drinking underage, or hanging out somewhere, having some festivities. That can happen at any time, but it's more likely to happen at Halloween because those are the type of things that people are more likely to do. And I'll just go one more. This is one that I haven't seen personally, but I've read about it. Cases can happen where, let's say you dress up as a police officer and you have such a good outfit and you just look like the certain police officer. Then later in the night, you start doing something stupid. You start actually trying to act like a police officer. That's happened. I've seen a case down in Florida where that happened, where somebody didn't go out with that intention. The next thing you know, they are getting turned in for actually impersonating an officer because someone thought they were a real cop. So sometimes your costume can be too real, and it's okay to impersonate an attorney. You're not getting in trouble for that unless you're giving legal advice, but we can't actually be taking actions where we're claiming to be law enforcement, claiming to be an actual firefighter. It would be a weird situation, but it has happened. But of course, maybe only in Florida. So this video is meant to be a little bit of fun, but also these are some real situations that can happen. The ones I'm concerned about the most are the property damage and the trespass and the drinking type stuff. So be careful. If you're going to have fun out there trick-or-treating, please do, but try to, make sure you and your loved ones don't run into these type of problems. If you do run into these type of problems, feel free to give me a call, listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward, we will be there for you. Thank you.